Welcome. We are here at Straightway Through with Gina podcast. We have an exciting guest and an exciting topic that is sure to help you. Here we say it straight, we say it true, we say it kind to the best of our ability, working to get to the heart of communication. Wouldn't you love to be an amazing communicator, to say things that people want to listen to, that they come back to listen to you even more? We're going to get into it tonight. We have a guest, a special guest, Derek Tynan. And Derek, before we get into our topic, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little something about you.
Yes, my name is Derek Tynan. I'm a founder of a nonprofit on technological advancement awareness, advocating to reduce our dependence on technology. And I also have 20 years as an engineer, and I'm a past president of an engineering chapter.
Wow. Now, Derek, I'm really curious, what got you into this wanting to slow down our use of technology?
I think that we're all becoming more dependent on technology. If, as an example, the amount of screen time that we're on is we're constantly using different forms of communication, and it's becoming more prevalent, including with legislation to reduce, like as an example, cell phones in schools. So I think that's a good cause. And I'm actually advocating for a national holiday. It's a National Grayscale Day, which would be one day to take a step back and try to consume less screen time. And a way to do that, how, would be to turn on your grayscale settings. So you see images on your phone in shades of gray instead of colors that really grab our attention.
Mm. Yeah, you had to explain that to me. You shared that with me a little while back, and I didn't never even heard grayscale term, so it just flew over my head. So for our listeners, there is a function on your phone that literally takes the colors out and makes it gray. And isn't it funny that when we look at a gray screen, it's not appealing to us? It's almost like we would like to just put the phone down and look for something else that catches our attention.
Yeah, I think it is. It's more, you're there for a purpose, to get the information that you're going in for. Almost like sometimes we go to a store to get something, and sometimes we're bombarded with different external things that really keep us there, and maybe impulse buy. And instead of impulse buying, it's taking our time and our attention away.
Yes. Okay, you gave me a good reason. You gave me a good reason for why you are behind this from the mind, logically. But is there a certain like what drives you? What's making this your passion? Is there a personal reason?
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
it
I always the real thing that drives me is because if we go back to like my upbringings, was I was raised up in Kingston, New York, and my father and my uncles, they were all they worked for IBM, and we saw how good the good that IBM brought to town. But they didn't last, because as far as like those locations, because they were focused more on mainframes than the personal computer. And I saw as a young kid the impact, what technology can do when it kind of passes over people. um, yeah, I also, and actually back then I also saw more of the rise of Big Blue, which turned into Watson, which was a mainframe that beat the masters in chess. And from a young age, I learned what Moore's law is, which is it's more of a something that happens. It's an observation, not a law, that the number of transistors on a computer chip doubles every 2 years, and that law has actually been observed to be true ever since. And now with the rise of artificial intelligence, we're ever more increasingly dependent on technology. So that's what really is the motivator. It's as well as being a father of two boys, and I see them on their tablets a lot, and they're really drawn into it. And I I'm always trying to get them to kind of play with friends. I'm actually also a den leader for them in Cub Scouts, and I really enjoy getting them out in the nature, going on hikes, camping with them, getting them to interact with their friends instead of being on different video games and spending the whole day there. Let's spend a day outside and really be more independent and capable and more social with their peers.
Yeah, that's a lot of good reasoning there. No, for someone like me who doesn't know anything about chips and mainframes and all of that, what does it actually mean when you said the numbers double every year on the chips? Like, what does that actually mean?
Well, it's bits. So like how much data can be stored and processed in computer chips. So like now there's like large data centers, which are the amount of information that can be stored there continues to double. And then the rate, the speed that it's is constantly increasing. And that makes us more involved. There's more uses of technology, but as there's more uses, then it's just, we want to use, it's always good to use technology as a tool rather than the technology influence us more than we influence technology, which is the same thing to say about how we are personally. It's like we want to live our lives based on our own, listening to ourselves instead of listening to all outsourced people and influences.
Right. And we don't really know where that separation is anymore, do we?
No.
No.
With remote work and constant communication, like being on a podcast. So
yeah. Well, you said it in a very nice way. I think it's more like we want to use technology and not let it use us.
yes.
We want to be the users, the ones where it is a tool for us, and we do not want to be heading in the direction where we are becoming slaves to technology. if we're not already. So this is really great. It's a great cause. And thank you for sharing that, a little bit about your background and what drives you. The topic for our discussion, our communication topic that you chose, was to get an elevator pitch that means something to people. Because as somebody, the owner of this nonprofit, you want to get the message out. And how you do that in a very short amount of time, that's the elevator pitch. How do you get people interested in this? How do you get people wanting to go to Grayscale for a day or for 2 days or for 3 days? How do you influence parents to want to take this seriously and then have to deal with their kids who are upset with them for taking screens away? Doing things like that. I mean, this is a big issue. This is a big issue. And so you need an elevator pitch that helps people understand the importance, the relevance, the interest, something quick. So we're going to talk about that, and let's see what kind of an elevator pitch we get to by the end of this discussion. But for starters, what had you choose that topic? What is coming up for you around the elevator pitch where you think maybe it has more to grow?
Yeah. So like I can't say that I have anything written down of what my elevator pitch is. And I've been constantly thinking about what makes a good one. I've been really listening to input from others on what makes a good one. I'm still perfecting it. Like I'm still like looking to grow an audience and get people to really to want to support me, my nonprofit. So far, what I've found to really be beneficial is that you're not a good elevator speech. You're not trying to explain everything about your message. You're trying to give enough information to catch their interest so that they're going to be asking questions. They're going to want to come back and talk to you later and get them to open up about what it is that your organization is about or what you're selling.
You make them curious enough to want to follow up.
Yes.
That's the goal, right? And by the way, for someone who's watching this who
Yes.
doesn't have a nonprofit, it's this elevator pitch is something that every human benefits from. Meaning, even if you're not in business, but if you just, maybe you want to make friends, maybe you're out to make new friends as an adult and you find it hard. What do you say to somebody when you're first meeting them that invites them into more conversations with you? So this doesn't just have to be for business. I want to share that. This is for any human being. What you say to somebody when you first meet them to get their interest in something, whether it's another conversation with you, or it's a business, or it's a friend, whatever it is, this idea of an elevator pitch is really, really useful. So I love that you said that. It creates curiosity. These are the two main things I picked up from what you just said. One is it creates curiosity. Two is it doesn't give them everything, because when you give them everything, they retain nothing. It just becomes overwhelming. So you give them a little tiny bit, a little tiny taste, and you make them curious. Anything else that you have come across in your journey of searching for the right elevator pitch?
Yeah. The other thing is, like a lot of times people say, I really just I didn't understand that. I didn't know what you were talking about. To me, what that really means is that they have basic questions that haven't been answered, and those are mostly what is circumstantial. So questions that can't be answered with a yes or no, which are mostly like who, what, where. But why and how are two big things to really pick on, because then those are the things that like understand, like, well, why should I care? And then, well, how are you actually going about your journey? Like, without that, it's kind of like you're just giving them a big idea, and the how
Mm,
actually explains, like, what are you actually going to do in the near future that I should care about?
that's right. Why should I care? Imagine if we could all just say that. So if we meet somebody in the elevator and they tell us something, imagine if we could just say to them, "Why should I care?" I mean, I know it would be seen as rude, right, if we said that to somebody, but at the same time, it would help them refine their message. If you tell me about this screen thing, I could say to you, "Why should I care?" What would you say to me?
Because we're spending a lot of time, and our children, your kids, or your family's kids are going to spend more and more time than you are. And going back to the, are we using technology as a tool, or are we being impacted by the media that we're consuming?
Mhm, mhm. Okay, that's good. We can get better. Here's how. I mean, and this is for all of us. We all have to,
Yes.
we can always keep going with, yeah, but why should I care? So I heard all those things. But why should I care in 2025 on October, whatever the date is? Like, how does it impact me today? I think that's a big piece of the elevator pitch. Because when we just talk about, when you were young in school and they said, if you do this, your kids and your people will come after you. It's so far away, so far away. You just don't really, it doesn't register. So if I say to you, Derek, why should I care about this effort? Like, what could you say to me that speaks to me, who I am today, right now?
I think about that, because it's
Yeah, me too. Why should I care?
I think I care. I think you should care, because our opinions are well influenced based off of the media that we consume, and algorithms cater to our likes.
Hmm.
And you've been going, and I've been going through our days listening to the channels that um, technology companies pick up on as your likes, and they give you what you want to hear. But that divides us, between that we have differences in opinions, without having an open dialogue to bring us more together.
Hmm. Okay, we're getting somewhere. That was in another world. We still have places to go, but that was really, really good. So what you just did there was you were very polite, and it's not that politeness isn't good. Politeness is good, but it was almost, this is what I felt. I could be wrong. It was almost like you were afraid to just say you. Like, to me, you had to turn it into, well, I care because of this and we this. But what if you just said to somebody, your life and your decisions might not even be truly your decisions. It's hard for you to really say when you're getting all of that information pumped into your brain every day. You might not even know if the decisions you're making are yours or not. Right?
Oh, like,
Like, could you
yeah.
you say that? I mean, again, you might feel like,
Mm.
oh, I don't know. I'm speaking like you. It might not be as polite as you did it, but do you see how it takes it to a real personal level? And it makes me
Mhm.
say, oh, wow, maybe this is something I should pay attention to.
I agree. I think about, I'm just thinking about the future, and yeah, I guess we're not all, like, I've realized from this conversation, we're not all on the same page of thinking ahead. Some of us are more into the work right now. I think
Mm,
especially it does apply for an elevator speech, because you're passing somebody who's already got a destination to go to. So
mhm.
you have to take them from that goal and have them to think about uh, your mission in a short amount of time.
Right. That was a really amazing insight. You just said, realizing from this conversation that
Mm.
not everybody's thinking long term. I am, but it doesn't mean they are. And I think that's great to have long term vision. We have to have long term vision in some regards. But when we want to get someone's interest in something that we have a very short time to say to them, speaking about the future and helping them get some sort of long term vision is never going to win them over. We have to really ground it into the moment, into what will change their life today if they do or don't do this. And then there you have personal relevance. And when you have that personal relevance, all of a sudden it's like, oh, this does matter to me. Because if I say to you, Derek, I see where we're going. In 30 years, I literally see what's going to happen. And if we don't do something today, that's where we're going to be in 30 years. You know what you're going to say? I'm really hungry. I didn't have dinner yet. My kids have been calling me all day. I've been blowing them off. I need to address their needs, right? You have real, like, today issues that you have to deal with, and 30 years from now seems like it gets the back seat. It has to get the back seat or the trunk or maybe out of the car. So you have to let people know what means something to them today. And I think that's really powerful to think about. You don't even know if you're making decisions that are your decisions. If nothing else, that causes someone that causes some curiosity, and for them to say, even if they push back and say, "Oh no, it's me. No one's making decisions for me." You still are getting them to think that maybe all of this technology is influencing them in a way that they hadn't yet previously understood. So I think those are really good points. I also think it's going to be so helpful for you because you have that long-term vision for you to be thinking, ah, if I want people to get behind this, I have to make it relevant for them today. So it's almost like you have to learn to speak a different language. And I can relate to that because I am like that with things that I do. I can see where a person can go if they do X, Y, and Z, but they don't care about where they can go. They don't care about that future destination. They care about now, today, what's happening for them, what's on the plate in front of them.
I agree.
All right. You walk into the elevator, Derek, the doors close, somebody's standing there, and they say, what do you do? What do you say?
Yes, I would say, I know we've been talking, about your day, but I just wanted to let you know that something big that's happened in my life. I'm actually a founder of a nonprofit. I'm actually raising awareness to reduce our dependence on technology through a 501c3, the Technological Advancement Awareness Foundation. And what we're doing, one of our big initiatives is to push for a national holiday, Grayscale Day, which would get everyone to take a step back one day to not consume as much technology screen time, specifically on our cell phones. And we would do that by, at a minimum, setting our screen to grayscale, which we would see in colors. And I think it's very impactful because in our everyday lives, we don't always know how, based off the information we're receiving, how much of what we think is actually our own ideas. So and that's why I think it's very important. I would ask that you think about maybe attending something that's coming up.
Okay, good. That was definitely an improvement. You're getting somewhere good here. I think you skip all the beginning stuff. Skip the beginning stuff because that's the stuff that's important to you, not to them.
Yeah,
Like when you
I
say
see.
when you give all that background, like that background stuff is important for you, it's important for the company, it's important for your paperwork, the nonprofit, it's important for that. But the person in the elevator, all they care about is how it's important for them. That's it.
Yeah.
So the
'Cause
ending was really good.
I would
Yeah.
then discuss the topic and what and then get into from that topic, discuss the holiday,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe talk about the company.
Mm-hmm. I say save all that for talk 2, talk 3, talk 4, talk 5.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
I think you get into the elevator, the doors closed, they say, "What do?" You say, "I am doing everything I can to raise awareness about you making your own decisions instead of being influenced by technology. You getting your mind back in a way that helps you feel good about your life, in a way that makes your relationships more meaningful, in a way that helps you feel calm in your mind instead of scattered and looking all over for the next bit of information." I don't, I'm just,
I agree with that.
we're
Yeah.
just brainstorming here, right? But
No, I
like,
know. I think
you see
that's
how that
good
was like
because you're
all about that person?
yeah, and then they're making it palatable to actually to even get into discussing it, and
Mm-hmm.
that makes it about them. Yeah, they might stop then.
Mm-hmm.
So
They might stop. And because they don't need to know all the background stuff. They don't need to know about, and
yeah,
I'm gonna say something else too. As soon as you say what say it again, you say I've started a nonprofit on what is it, technological, what is it?
Technological Advancement Awareness Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is that whole thing, those 4 words put together like that, it's good for the back end. It's good for you to know. Like I said, it's good for your paperwork. It's overwhelming for someone's mind to hear that. When you say that, Technological Advancement Awareness Foundation, I have to go, wait, what? Like, wait, what? I or I just have to go, oh, okay, that's nice, and move on. Right? It's like it's too much. It's too many large words stuck together that I have to make sense of having never heard about it before.
Yep.
So I wonder, do you even need to say that? Do you even need to say it? Do you say I
I
start
don't say it
mhm.
much. Uh, yeah, now we're talking about it. Yeah, because it is long.
Mhm.
Um, I usually just say, you know, I founded a nonprofit, and
Mhm.
it's on technological advancement, and I leave it there. But yeah, why do I? That is a good question. Why do I have to let them know about the company
Mhm.
besides my own reasons?
And even when you say technological advancement, what I think of when I hear technological advancement is I think that you're looking to move technology forward faster.
Well, part of it is because I'm also advocating for technology that serves us.
Hmm.
But as far as the common person, I think understanding why we could be dependent on it, I think is more pressing because it's technology. So the thing is, technology is always going to progress,
Mhm.
and it's really just trying to get people to understand and an influence that we, trying to search for better technology that we can use that
Mhm.
helps us.
So you said part of your effort is to help technology advance. In what way?
Um, through awareness on uh, what technology is starting to come out and how it's going to impact us and why what's going to how it's going to change things. And like I am looking to get I think long term to get more educational seminars with more professionals, because I've done that for 10 years as being past president of an engineering chapter. And I'm pushing that because it's to me it's relevant. Besides like what I'm good at, I think that like the tech industry it has a lot of funding. Actually, our information actually is the biggest cash crop, and it actually bypassed oil in 2017.
Mm.
So I think like if I can get companies to help support the nonprofit, then there'll be a lot more to help other agencies as well as what we can do within the organization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're saying that the organization has two parts. One is
Yes,
to advance technology in a way that's useful.
yes,
Deemed by who?
professionals.
Professionals. Okay. And then two, it's to help people unplug a little bit more from their technology so that they're not merged with it, shall we say.
Yeah, so they're more in control of what the content they're consuming or how they're
Mhm,
using it.
mhm, mhm, mhm. So it's interesting. Those two messages are hard to keep in my mind as like as one organization. So I think too, even as the organization develops, it's going to be really helpful for you to somehow bridge those two.
Yeah, I mean, I do explain that it's like the goal is to be an overarching organization where I'm helping other organizations, or whether that's like engineering societies that are um, uh, having information and professionals present on what is emerging, things that can benefit, whether it's electrification or it's artificial intelligence.
Mhm. So can you give me an example of how technology could advance in a way that would be helpful for people?
Yeah, besides like reducing energy usage, it's also like um with artificial intelligence, I mean the benefit of it is that we're going to be able to focus more on higher tasks, and take away a lot of repetitive work.
Mhm.
Um so that's one larger form of technology that's coming out, and it's impactful, whether for it or against it. And all we can do is try to show others like where do we want it to head.
Mhm. And what does it mean for you? Like what kind of people do you think you're looking for to be involved with your nonprofit?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like we're talking about. There's kind of two groups of people. There's like anybody that's really cares about um about the mission, and
Mhm.
it's willing to like, take action and listens. I think are the people I'm really looking for. Like I can say like professionals that can kind of lead discussions, um, but it's really about getting people to either support and donate, or and then organize events, um, and then some of the other initiatives that I haven't discussed that I'm starting to focus on, like uh, creating STEM kits for schools, because I think that's a way to provide something back that's more localized that can affect both like increase the message that I'm trying to deliver,
Mhm.
uh, while helping um, people at a local level and then expanding out from that.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, and how much of a role do you think communication plays in all of this?
It's mostly communication, at least at first. It's trying
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
understand like what people want to hear the most, with also being most relevant at the same time,
Mhm.
and not trying to try too hard to get people's attention, like in a negative way, like because I sometimes I look at it like, is it coming off like salesy? Like
Mm,
it's too much of buy now
mhm.
impact, or a like this is really going to affect us, because I think a lot of it we don't need to be an alarmist,
Mhm.
and just need to relate to people, and then see
Yeah.
like the good part of it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. We just need to relate to people, and it's interesting how it all always comes down to communication, or at least I think so. Because you have it's a courageous thing to start a nonprofit, to have a vision, to say, "Okay, I'm sort of the one running the show here," and then to figure out how to put all the pieces together. It's a lot, and I think it's such a great opportunity for you to go deeper into communication, because it is the communication that's going to actually help you get all the pieces running. And I think from if I were to think about starting a nonprofit, I would really have to sit down and look at all the ways I could communicate the messages to people that I want them to step into. Right? It's almost like
Yeah,
imagine if you go out to eat somewhere. Let's say you go to you walk through the doors of a restaurant, and you walk in and nobody is saying anything to you. Nobody comes over to you, nobody greets you, nobody asks you to do you want a seat, nothing. And you have to figure out what to do there. Like, oh, do I go over to the bartender? Do I go to the person at the other end? Like, do I say something to the customer in front? What do I do? I don't know what to do. Right? It's really like the restaurant's responsibility to have someone that greets you, who walks through the door and says, "Oh, here, these are the options. What would you like to do?" And then that person can go, "Oh, I would like to sit at the bar and eat. Oh, I would like to go into a quiet corner." Right? It's like if you don't have that greeter who gives the person the greeting and the warm welcome and here's your options and this is what we can do, then that person feels weird, right? Like, and I guess the reason I'm bringing this up is because I went to a birthday party, an 80th birthday party recently, and it was in the back room of a restaurant, and when I walked in, it nobody greeted me. There was nobody that greeted me, so I was just in a big place with a lot of people, and I didn't know where to go. And so I think it's kind of the same. Like if you're the owner of a nonprofit or you're someone who wants to get people involved in something, you have to think about, how do I greet that person that just walked in the door and ask them to do something or ask them what they want? It's like, imagine if you walk into the restaurant and they say, "Hey, glad to have you here. Could you please go ahead and wait over there on that bench and then we'll call you in 5 minutes?" They go, "Oh, okay. I'll go wait on the bench." Right? So it's like when we really want people to do things, we have to find a way to communicate to them so that they know what their role is. Otherwise, if you just come up to me and you say, "Hey, I'm starting a foundation and I'd like some help. Can you help me?" I'd be like, I'd feel like I was that person standing in that restaurant with no idea of what to do or where to go. It's like, I don't know if I can help you. What are the roles? Like, what are my options? What can you tell me? And when you get really, really clear about defining those roles and then asking people if they can fit into those roles, now we're communicating. Now we're really telling people, "Hey, this is what I'm asking." So I think the hardest task for you or anybody in a nonprofit who decides to get this going is to figure out what those key roles are and how to communicate them in a way that invites somebody to step into them.
yeah, yeah. It definitely speaks to me because I'm uh, running overseeing, leading a nonprofit. I mean, sorry, an engineering chapter. I was definitely always drilling into that, and like trying to get the audience to just to be like a board member was, we would have annual summits, and I would list, all the different positions that, or roles that we saw we needed help with.
Mhm.
And but I found that until it was personal to them, like how I found them to be a good fit for
Mhm.
this need, then
Mhm.
not until then did I usually see people actually want to help. So yeah, that's something
Mm.
I'm still. Yeah, you're right. I haven't gotten into that yet.
I mean, it's amazing. It's a courageous thing. It's something to celebrate. It's stepping up and doing something in life that is more than you have to do, is more, right? It's like really it's branching out. So you've branched out, you've taken a courageous action, and now it's a matter of figuring out all the little pieces. And I think so many of them are waiting for the right communication. It's
Hmm.
communication is where it's all at. So as you get all these pieces organized in your head, then you're going to be able to communicate them in a way that invites people into them in according to your vision and where you see it going and where they see it going, because they have to feel like they fit into it too. Do you feel like we've made any progress? Do you feel like your elevator
Yeah,
pitch is going to be is going to be a little bit different the next time you say it?
yeah, yeah. I haven't given an elevator speech, I would say formally. It's been more just like trying to get people, someone interested in talking about the discussions, but yeah, I've definitely been leading. I think the conversations with like getting them to know the organization more than I need to. So like,
Hmm.
it's definitely a big takeaway, and I value your perspective. So
Well, thank you. I'm so glad that I hope that this communication talk really helps you the next time you, and you don't have to be in an elevator. You know that. I hope
yeah.
everybody knows that. You don't have to be in an elevator. It could be anywhere. It's anytime you have 30 seconds, even if you go to a meeting and you introduce yourself. How you introduce yourself and what you do, let it spark that curiosity, like you said, and don't talk about the stuff that they don't need to know. Talk about the stuff
Mhm.
that they do need to know.
Yeah, I also think listening first to understand your audience. I
Mm.
think that's something that a lot of us can do, and that
Amazing.
really helps to understand them and what road to bring them down. So to relate to them.
Yes, that's the best. Listening. Know your audience. That was good. Okay, that's a great way to end. Know your audience. I think that's the number one actually for any time we're doing an elevator pitch. It's like who are we speaking to and what matters to them. And that's the goal for all of us is to figure out what I said, Derek, do you want to come on the show? And you said, I don't know, I'll think about it. Right. I do, but I got to prepare. I said, no, 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 prepare. I want you to come on and be you. And I had to think about how to make it relevant to you. Right. So, like, what topic is going to help you at this time in your life? What would be valuable for you? I hope that this conversation is valuable for you as you continue on with your efforts. And if I didn't make it valuable for you, it would be about me. And that wouldn't be any fun for you. So thank you for being so willing to come on. I feel like everybody who comes on is quite courageous because every person that I ask to come on as a guest, there's at least four people that say no.
They're
So thank
missing
you.
out.
They're
So
missing out. And I hope that you'll come back in 6 months and we'll do a part two. You'll tell me about all the elevator speeches that you've done in the meantime and how that's going. Or who knows what it'll be about then. And there's no pressure. You don't have to come back in 6 months. But I think it's fun to do this every so often to see where things are going. And it's just another opportunity for you to continue getting the message out about your work.
yeah, it sounds great. We'll we'll circle back in 6 months, but
We'll circle back.
I'm sure I'm sure
Now,
the how and why will be very more intricate and more touching.
yeah.
So
That's right. Exactly. Is there anything that you want to say that you want people to know that you didn't say already that you'll be wishing you had said tomorrow?
no, I said more than enough about my plans.
All right. Well,
Not
thanks so much.
everything, but
Yeah, not
yeah,
of course, not everything, but you said enough. Okay, well, thanks, Derek. That was really, really great sharing with you and talking. I love to talk about these different aspects of communication. For our listeners, I hope that you benefited from this. What's your elevator speech about? We would love to hear. Hopefully, we will hear, whether it's in an elevator or it's in a car or it's on a Zoom meeting one day. If you would like to get clear with what your message is for you, because before you start talking to others, you've got to talk to yourself. It's got to be clear in your own mind before it's clear when it comes out of your mouth. I have a special journal prompt delivery system. I deliver you a journal prompt every day, Monday through Friday, no weekends. You get the weekends off so that you can keep tailoring your message in your head to you, and not a fake message, a real message. Like, who are you really? Each journal question gets you deeper and deeper into knowing who you are. It's a way for you to speak up to you first about who you are so that you can speak up to others about who you are second. That is a membership program. It does come with some other bonuses. If you are interested in that program, please check the show notes. It was wonderful to spend time with our guest, Derek Tynan, today. Thank you. Listeners, thank you for being here, and we will see you soon. Bye, Derek. Thank you.
Bye.